In this video, I'm going to talk about what most people aren't sharing about quantum shifting and the energetics of real manifestation. It can, at times, feel like you are falling apart, like your reality is falling apart, like seriously your world is turning upside down. But what if I told you you're actually falling into alignment? I know it can feel like the negative things are just getting louder, the fears, the doubts, the emotions you thought, the emotions that you thought you had already shifted and cleared and processed. But this isn't proof that you're going backwards, because you can never go backwards. This is the start of your shift. This is the moment when your old identity begins to dissolve, because your energy is recalibrating to your new chosen identity. The breakdown is the shift. When you start to embody a new state, a new self-concept, a new frequency, everything that is not in alignment with that new state has to come up. It has to be seen so that you can release it once and for all. This is what I call the safety switch. That's not the universe punishing you or even testing you. It's literally the evidence of the old identity falling away to make room for the new one to fill in. And if you understand this, you stop fighting the process and you start flowing with it and you start allowing it to happen that much faster. In this video, I'm breaking down the energetics of quantum shifting, why fear and emotional chaos are not setbacks, but signals that your old reality is collapsing. I'll show you how to stabilize your new identity when everything feels uncertain, and how to recognize this as the shift and not going backwards. And if you're new here, hello, I am your Muse Traci. On this channel, I teach you how to peel back the false layers of programming and limiting beliefs, and I help you to return to your truth of who you truly are, the truth of who you truly are, so that you can consciously create every aspect of your reality effortlessly. So let's get into this one. This is a really good video today. I hear this from so many clients, about fear. So when fear gets loud, it's because your nervous system is catching up to your new identity, your new frequency. You've declared a new identity such as, I am loved, I am abundant, I am free, I am worthy. But your body and your subconscious are still wired to the old identity. So when the fear surfaces, it's not proof that you've failed. It's your old self trying to cling to life, trying to survive. It's saying, wait. If we step into this new version, what happens to me? What happens to all this old stuff that I used to, identify with? That voice doesn't need to be silenced and banished and wished away. It needs to be understood and seen for what it is, old. Because when you meet fear with awareness and understanding instead of resistance, you simply neutralize it. You take all of the power out of it. You stop feeding it with your power. That's energetic mastery, and that's quantum shifting that we're talking about in this video. Let's talk about the 3 phases for quantum shifting. So number 1 is the breakdown. And again, this is not a negative thing. It's the dissolving of the old identity. Neville called it dying to the old man. You have to let it die completely. And that's not always going to feel comfortable. It's not going to feel easy. It's not going to feel like a walk in the park, like you're sliding over a rainbow. It's not going to feel like that. But it's necessary. It's a very necessary part of the process. Every time you choose this new identity, this new state, your old self dissolves a little bit more. So when you feel lost, when you feel emotional, when you feel uncertain, you're witnessing the old melting and dissolving a little bit more and a little bit more. All the thoughts that match that version. What if it doesn't work? Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe this just won't work for me. All of those that are so normal to have, by the way, those are just the final echoes of that old identity that no longer fit. The mistake most people make is that they interpret those things coming up, those things resurfacing, as failure. They take it as evidence of failure. Oh, I'm not doing it. I'm not shifting, when actually you are shifting. But breakdown is always the precursor to your expansion, to your shift. You have to let it fall completely to rebuild the new. right? Like Neville said, you have to let the old man die. So don't resist the fall, surrender to it, accept it, and even embrace it. Again, I know this isn't the easiest thing to do. That's why it's helpful to have coaching while you're going through this, so that you can have someone that's been through this reassure you and stand by you, and you can lean on their experience and their strength that no, this is exactly what is meant to be happening, and you are on the right path. Right? Because on the other side of that crumble is your clarity and your power and your peace. It's your next level. So now phase number 2 is the recalibration, and it's the neutral zone, the void, the empty spot. It can be called many different things, but once the old energy breaks down, you enter this void space, that in-between space where nothing feels stable yet. This is the part people absolutely hate because it feels like limbo. It feels like you're just floating in the abyss, and it can feel really unsettling, and it can feel like you're going backwards. But again, you're not. You can never go backwards. But this is where your energy is reorganizing itself, and you have to give it the space to do that, right? So if you get uncomfortable with this and you revert back to the old just because this space feels uncomfortable, you're doing yourself a disservice. So again, this is where coaching can be helpful. And, it's about understanding what's happening. It's the quantum version of a system reboot. Think about your computer. The old files are deleting while the new ones are installing. You may feel, all types of things in this space. You might feel emotional swings. You might feel physical fatigued. You might feel strangely quiet, or you might feel strangely chaotic. Any number of things can happen in this space, but don't mistake this as just pure emptiness, nothingness, like nothing is happening. No, there is so much happening. Trust and know that this is where the integration happens. It's the moment the universe is exhaling and taking a pause so that everything can integrate. Again, think of like the system installing new software. For that time when everything is installing, it looks like, black screen, nothing is happening. But behind that, everything is happening. It's the same for your reality. This is when you practice energetic neutrality, holding the new identity even when nothing external is proving your new identity, right? When it looks like it's just that blank screen, you have to know that everything is happening behind the scenes. This is how it feels right before timelines collapse. But again, you have to know this, you have to hold this space and not revert back into the old ways of being. Phase 3, which is embodiment or living from this new identity. So as the new calibration locks in, you feel a more subtle peace, right? You don't feel the uneasiness of the void. You start to feel like you're shifting into a peaceful state of being from that void. It's not really a rush of excitement or this feeling like high flying, ecstatic, off the charts kind of feeling, but it's more of a calm, present, peaceful feeling that is just like your new set point. Your reactions soften, you stop needing proof in the external world of anything, and you begin to respond rather than react. This is the true quantum shift, when the new frequency becomes your normal. As Neville said, to be transformed, the whole basis of your thoughts must change. And that's exactly what's happening in this phase. Embodiment is when the thought isn't something you repeat. It's not vain affirmations. It's now who you are. It's not something you're trying to be. You already are it. You no longer try to become abundant. You simply be the one who already is, regardless of appearances. And paradoxically, this is exactly when reality starts to mirror everything that you've been holding internally. And it does that effortlessly without you having to lift a finger. So What to do if the fear returns, or I should say when the fear returns, because it's normal, it will, right? It's normal to have fears come up as a human. I want you guys to know this so that, again, when they do, you don't think that you're doing something wrong and you're failing. That's not at all what's going on. So when the fears do come up, it's not because you're going backwards, it's because you are going through yet another shift, another expansion. There's always a new level to go to, you guys. If you've watched my other videos, you know that that's what I teach. This isn't a process where you just level up and get your specific person and then you're done. That's not how this works. It's not what I teach anyway. So each new level of consciousness brings a new layer of limiting beliefs and fears that get to be released. So when it happens next time, instead of spiraling, you'll remember this is alchemy. This is the shift. You learn how to breathe. You learn how to observe rather than react. And you keep recentering, bringing yourself back to your new chosen identity again and again and again. That's how you stabilize your reality from within again and again and again and keep leveling up. So these new levels don't throw you off like they used to. You start to level up and shift. You know, you're still going to have fears. You have layers. It's still, you know, the same process, but you get better at recognizing what it is and learning how to move through it so that you can shift up to that next level. You learn how to constantly level up and make quantum shifting your new normal. If this message resonated with you, it's because you're not breaking down, you're not failing, you're breaking through. And if you're ready to stabilize this new identity, to stop looping in the same patterns and finally shift, come work with me inside of my 1-month intensive coaching program. It's in this container that I'll personally guide you through dissolving this old self, anchoring the new self and the new state of being, and mastering the energetics of effortless creation. This isn't about learning more. Most of the people I work with are not new to manifestation. It's fine if you are. But this isn't about learning more. It's about shedding the false layers so that you can come back to your true, effortless, and unlimited nature. That is the truth for all of you. There's just layers over top of it. If you're not resonating with the fact that you are unlimited and you get to create your reality effortlessly, it's only because there's false layers on top of that. So you can find the link for everything down in the description, also in the pinned comment. Please leave me a comment. I love seeing your comments on the video. Hit the like button if you resonated with this message, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.